Welcome to And Before You Go. This is a place for moms of teenagers. A place for moms who are starting to realize you only have a few more years, weeks, months, or maybe even days to spend with your child before they move on to the next phase of their lives. And as the days tick away, you look at your child and you realize there are biblical truths that you want them to know. There are some ways that you see they still need to grow. And you're just hoping time will go slow so you can still visit all the places you want to go. Is that you? Then you're in the right place. Let's get started. Hello, I'm Shonda. Welcome back to the podcast. I am so excited to be back behind the microphone talking to you on this podcast. I thought the summer was going to be this intense time of content creation, but instead it got really busy with work and family and rest, and getting behind the microphone became more and more difficult. But I do want to thank each and every one of you who sent me a note or a text or a DM, or some of you even sent cards in the mail just expressing to me how much you enjoyed the podcast and how much you were looking forward to it coming back. So here we are, we're back. I'm excited to be back. I just don't think you'll ever know how much your messages meant to me and how much each one was received right when I needed to hear it. So since we last spoke, school has started. My oldest son is now a sophomore in college. I can't believe that he's a sophomore. Time is just going by so quickly. He finished his summer as a counselor at the Christian camp, and he re-dyed the tips of his hair even more blonde than they were before. He is very happy with his hair, and I'm happy that he's happy with it. B2, Brandon, has started his senior year at a new high school. The thought of changing high schools in your senior year is just overwhelming for me, and it brought up a lot of emotions as the school year began. But we just finished the first 6 weeks of school, and they had meet the teacher night at his school the other day. Got to meet all of his teachers. He's doing really well. He's adjusting really well, better than I ever could have expected. And I guess I probably should not have doubted that he would have the personality to make new friends and fit right on into a new environment, because that's exactly what he's done. He's having a great senior year, and I'm so happy about it. There's only 5 more grading periods in his senior year, and then it'll be complete. And just saying that kind of makes me a little emotional again. Maybe emotional is my new current state of being, emotional all the time. If you have a senior, maybe you can relate to that. My youngest son, Bryce, he started his freshman year of high school, and Bryce is my first son to join the marching band. So I'm a first-time band mom, and I have to admit, I'm a little bit out of my element. I don't know what's going on most of the time. They hosted a band competition. I didn't realize that the host did not compete. So I was there waiting for him to compete, and that never happened. Which, now thinking back, of course, that makes sense. You don't compete at the event that you host. But I didn't know, because I'm a first-time band mom. So I need a band mom mentor to come alongside me and give me all of the tips so that I'll know when to spend my $10 on the ticket and when I can save it for the next weekend. He has another band competition this weekend. He's not the host, so I'm guessing he's competing. So I hope he gets a 1 or a 5 or whichever number means you did a good job, and that they get a ribbon and he comes home a happy camper, because he puts in a lot of hours with the band. So that's a quick update on each of my sons. But let me just go back a little bit. While we were preparing for the school year to start, I did a 14-day series of prayers for your child as they start the school year. And it was all based on the book of Colossians. So if you'd like to see those verses and the prayers that go along with them, you can find them all on my website, andbeforeyougo.com/pray. That's andbeforeyougo.com/pray. And you'll find those 14 prayers. Feel free to print them out or just visit the site each day and pray along. There's a little quick write-up with each one. It's really brief, but mainly the point is just to point you to the verse in Colossians that you can pray over your child. So today I want to share with you a conversation that I had with my oldest son back in the spring. It was the middle of his second semester of college, And I just sat down with him to chat about how he was adjusting and how he keeps his faith a priority as he's living on a college campus. So here's a quick interview with Braylon. Hopefully there'll be some nuggets there that you can learn to share with your own child as they adjust to life outside of your home in whatever form or fashion that might take. But before we do that, I wanted to share with you a devotional from the And Before You Go, 7 Truths to Know High School Graduate Devotional Guide. That's a long name, but you can find this devotional on Amazon. And I'm going to read to you the first devotional entry. There's 7 in this little series. It's a quick read for whoever you might give it to. The devotional is about knowing, and each day shares a different aspect of truth that you need to know. So day 1 is know God the Father. And the verse is Psalm 119:10, which says, "With my whole heart I seek you. Let me not wander from your commandments." And here's the devotional as it's written in the short devotional guide. My friend and I were invited to lunch one day at a fancy upscale restaurant. We heard famous people visit this restaurant frequently, so we quickly scanned the room hoping for a celebrity sighting. Nothing. We were disappointed. Close to the end of our meal, a really, really tall guy followed the hostess to the table right behind us. It was Rick Fox. We instantly recognized him. He's a former NBA player, an actor, a sports commentator. He was married to Vanessa Williams. These are probably all references that are beyond your generation. But Rick Fox was sitting at the table right behind us. And suddenly, our disappointment had turned to excitement. But now what? See, we knew Rick Fox, but Rick Fox didn't know us. We were stopped in our tracks because of our level of knowledge. There are 2 levels of knowledge. Level 1 is where we have information about someone. We can recognize them. We can share facts about them. We know them. We follow them on social media. We even know what they had for lunch. But level 2 is a deeper level of knowledge, and it involves a mutual relationship that's developed and nurtured by spending time with one another. It's a 2-way relationship. We know them and they know us. They know what we had for lunch too. In fact, maybe they ate lunch with us. God is in a level 1 relationship with all of us. He knows us. He has information about us. He's been acquainted with us all of our lives. He's followed us for years. He knows our family, our situation, our last meal. He's our number 1 fan. But what he truly desires is a level 2 relationship with us. He wants us to know him back. He wants to have a deeper mutual relationship with us. He wants us to grow deeper in our knowledge daily because we spend time with him, nurturing our relationship. See, if my friend and I were in a level 2 relationship with Rick Fox, he would have stopped by our table. He probably gave us a hug, and maybe he would have asked us about our families. He might have even asked us to join him for the meal. But sadly, none of that happened. When we don't prioritize getting to know God, it's as if we pass by him at the restaurant because he's just another stranger. You're a graduate. You're a senior. Fill in the blank with who you are. You have gatherings to attend, friendships to solidify, life plans to make. In general, you have things to do. I get it. But add to your list getting to know God. Decide today to make time with God a priority in your daily schedule. You can start really simple, and here's some ideas. Sign up to have a Bible verse delivered to your phone every day. Register for a Bible reading plan and ask a friend to join you for accountability. If you're in college, find an on-campus faith community and begin attending their gatherings. If nothing else, as you go about your day today, repeat today's verse. With my whole heart, I seek you. Let me not wander from your commandments. Psalm 119:10. Pray with me. God, my life as a graduate is new, different, and exciting. Please help me to see opportunities in my day to get to know you. Show me who you are. Help me to make my relationship with you my highest priority. You can read this devotional yourself by going to andbeforeyougo.com/devotional. Thanks for joining me this week. Thanks for staying subscribed. I have more shows coming your way. I'm excited to talk to more moms. If you would like to talk to me about your goal plan for your student, then reach out to me by sending an email to hello@andbeforeyougo.com. All right, have a great week, and remember, make getting to know God a priority in your week, in your life, in each and every day. And now, here's my quick interview with my son, Braylon. Hello, Braylon.
Hello.
So I wanted to chat with you because you are my son and you are a freshman in college. But I think the unique thing about, well, it's not like super unique, but you go to college locally, but you live on campus. So you can come home when you want, which is how often?
Like once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks, which is good. Why do you come home?
Because there's nothing to do at school on the weekends.
So it has nothing to do with us.
At least I can be around people.
So you don't miss us and come home.
I miss the company.
So you miss us?
Yes, you guys are company.
Okay, so any old company would do, or you miss your family?
I miss my family.
Okay. Golly, it's like pulling teeth. So what's one thing, like thinking biblically, that you think college freshmen need to know?
Well, fellowship is really important. Because a lot of people, or like freshmen, they try to do faith on their own, and it just doesn't really work out. So being around other faith-based people is really helpful and helps you grow. So I would recommend finding those people.
So at your school, what did you initially do to find those people?
Well, at orientation, they had a lot of club setup tables, and I basically went in there and looked for the Christian groups, and I went out and I tried all of them.
So what do you enjoy about your faith community at college?
Well, they're really intentional people. Like, you can tell that they really care about you, and they're very genuine, and that's really awesome to see. And it kind of inspires me to do the same for other people like they did to me.
And how does that help you grow in your faith, your relationship with them?
It's like teaching me or showing me how to love other people as Jesus would.
That's good. Do you show that same love to your little brother?
I try, but he likes to test me.
So you're saying you don't have to show him brotherly love since he's your brother and he tests you?
I mean, like, him being my brother, like, I'm always gonna love him, but sometimes you gotta give him that tough love.
Poor Bryce, he gets the short end of every brother stick. It's crazy. Well, that's good. So they encourage you to love others like Christ would love. What about, do you spend time studying the Word?
Yes. So we meet up every Sunday. They call it core. We basically do a Bible study over a passage, and it's basically just an in-depth discussion on what the passage means and how we can relate it or apply it in our lives.
If you had gone to college and not found this group of people, what do you think would have happened with your faith?
Well, it definitely would have not been as good, because college is a place where it's easy to lose your faith if you don't have those people in your life.
That's good. I'm glad you found them. What is one thing that has helped you as a college student?
Attendance and putting school first.
How does that help you?
Well, it puts me in the mindset of, even though I do not want to go, like, at all, and I have the choice not to go, I should still go just in case.
Just in case?
Yeah.
What do you mean just in case?
Just in case I, like, miss something or it's an important
If you
day.
missed, you would miss something.
Yeah. Look, I go.
You go. I'm glad you go, since we're, paying.
Yeah.
And it's college, and, you should go.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand what you're saying, because technically, your professor doesn't care if you come or not. They'll just fail you.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, what about the faith? How's that helped you?
Being in church and learning a lot of the truths about God and Jesus, and like how to develop a relationship with him, is really helpful in college. I guess all of that has really helped me be more firm in my faith at college, because there's a lot of like the new age thinking around there, and I guess it's really easy to get caught in the trap that you need to believe this, and if you don't, you're wrong.
And so you're saying that you're firm in your faith because it's been something that's been invested into you.
Yes.
For your whole life. Do you question your faith?
Not really. I feel like I more question, I know this is a sin, but I'm still supposed to love, so how does this work?
Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone wrestles with that. But I think about when Jesus met people who were caught in sin, it didn't change the way that he related to them, you know? And I think that's what he's calling us to do, because it's not really about any one individual particular sin. It's about accepting his sacrifice for all our sin. Well, anything else you want to share about college and faith and coming home to see your mother?
UTA is a lot of fun. It's just everybody goes home a lot, so.
So you just come home because there's nothing else to do. You don't have to keep saying that.
Also, nobody lives on campus.
You live on campus?
Yeah, I'm like the only one out of like 5 people I know.
You know 5 people? That's it?
That live on campus.
Oh, you know 5 people live on campus.
Yeah.
Well, you can move back home.
I could, but I don't feel like driving back and forth. Plus, I have a job.
That's true. Thanks for joining me and telling me a little bit about your college experience.
All right.
I casually mentioned Braylon could move back home, but that's not completely true. Having a semi-independent 19-year-old living under your roof is tricky. You know, do all the same home rules apply? Like, does he have to get off his phone at a certain time and plug it up in a different room? Or are those types of rules relaxed because he's older and he lives on his own most of the time? Are there any moms out there who are successfully navigating this? Because if so, we need to talk. I really need some tips and pointers about parenting in this transitional age. But there were 2 main takeaways from my conversation with Braylon that I hope you heard and that you find helpful. And the first one is that you need to keep planting, keep investing, keep digging deep root. Even when you cannot see the fruit, keep planting the truths about Jesus really deep into their hearts so that they will have something to draw from when they're presented with thinking that's contrary to the faith that we profess. The second thing was community. I love what Braylon said about community and finding like-minded people to help him stay strong in his faith and help him to grow in his faith. And he really did do that right away at orientation. I'm so glad he found the group. It's called Focus. And maybe at your child's school, it's not Focus. Maybe it's Young Life. Maybe it's Crew. Or maybe it's not a formal group at all. But the bottom line is for them to find someone who shares their faith so they can have that iron sharpening iron experience, and they can have someone who can hold them accountable, who can encourage them, who can speak truth to them when they need it and when you're not around to do it. But they feel like they have a strong support base to help them grow in their faith. So digging deep wells when they're home and then helping them find community to help sustain their well once they're not under your roof anymore. Well, thanks again for tuning in to this episode. And I look forward to building community with you. So I hope you'll find me on Facebook or Instagram where we can continue discussing these truths, or send me an email, hello@andbeforeyougo.com. Don't forget to check out the devotional and the Colossians prayers on the website as well. Until next time, see you later.